What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, we got the Foot Birthday Collective back into rotation. I'm gonna bring you that premium gameplay. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've stumbled upon a brand new channel, for you, we're happy to have you. It is free to subscribe right here or here or here. I don't think there's a subscribe button in all the directions I pointed, but that's just kind of the energy that we're on. I welcome you, and I need a favor because I'm putting together another masterpiece, an upcoming video, most enjoyable, most fun players to use. We've talked about some of my favorite players, but I want to reiterate, I want to really focus, I want to dial in on some of the most enjoyable foot items in FIFA 21, and I need your opinion. I'm gonna use your comments. We're gonna be screenshotting everywhere, and if you say the eyes look a little dodgy, hashtag organics, I see you in the comments. I just look like this, I can't change it. I might have tired eyes. They used to be editing eyes, now they're just old man eyes. LASIK. We got the eyedropper on deck, ready to get into business. Let me give you the squad. If you're at this point of the video and you have not dropped a like, that would be high-key appreciated. It's free. Takes you 1, 2, 3 seconds max. Pause, like, unpause. Plays a factor in the YouTube space, the algorithm. You've seen this squad before if you watched yesterday's video. That's where the tactics and the instructions, all of that information will be in that video. But I do want to detail the team a little bit, and I have a disclaimer. I just finished playing 6 or 7 games consecutively with this squad, and we put in work. Absolute session. However, I had the content muted, so the gameplay in this video is going to be a little more montage worthy. You know, I give you the razzle and the dazzle all the time. I don't let you down with the gameplay. We're open, we're free flow. I've been called the Moses of the FIFA space by absolutely no one. But let's talk about the squad because I can give you a proper review of how players feel and also a positional standpoint before we get into all of that goodness. That's just my disclaimer. I want to make sure that we're clear, that we're on the same page. Still undefeated with the team this weekend. You can let me know your records, or if you want your squad reviewed, we have a comment section. Give me some of that insider scoop, insider trading, especially if it's Foot Birthday based, because there's been a lot of players. I want to start with the bench. We're not seeing as much playing time for the likes of Robin, Bernardo Silva, João Felix. Bender's getting some PT. Halftime, I'm often giving Mr. Gomez a little bit of a break, and we conceded a lot of goals this far this weekend, and it's partially because of midfield positioning, the types of oppositions we're going up against, and then I've noticed with my back line, we're a little undersized. Adama Traore, 5'10". Zambrata, 5'11". Joe Gomez, 6'2". That's our big body. And then Tavernier, 5'11". And I'm often bringing in, like I said with Bender, he's making that exchange, that trade-off with Gomez, 6'2" to 6'1". It would be nice to have a little more presence, a little more just strength. I don't know if that's the authentic enthusiast side to not only FIFA, but also football, where I want some more traditionalism. I feel as if everything has transitioned from fullbacks are now playing as center backs, but I've noticed it this weekend that it would have been helpful, maybe with the way that I'm defending, if I had a little more presence, players that really dictate what happens. They get in front of a lot of the passes, they take up more space, they eliminate, they cut out, they got those scissors of the back line. Podolski, absolute monster. If I could, I really should have him as a starter, especially after the performance he put in last weekend. Mesut Ozil the Wiz gets limited minutes, and then Huntelaar, I'm very happy that I completed this foot item. 90 overall. The only downfall is those 3-star skills, but I've been able to finish all day, every day. The strength is authentic, and I don't even have a chemistry style on him. Back to the squad. This midfield move right here, these guys workhorses, goal scorers, make everything easier in your life. However, from a positioning standpoint, I think it's because of the type of opponents I've gone up against. A lot of team press, where it's made it a little more ping pong, pinball, bumper car style of FIFA. So a lot of goals are being scored, but I also find myself in many scenarios where I'm on an island. A lot of 1v1 defending. We're not getting that team aspect. But this midfield partnership, I cannot reiterate or stress enough, that's pretty special. And many of you are going to ask about Renato Sanchez versus Vidal. The answer is I would pick up both. If you only have to get one, Vidal is competing. 100% Vidal is competing. He might even be better from an individual standpoint, and he's a better value pickup, but he's much harder to get into squads and does not have meta connections. That's where Ronaldo gets very valuable between the likes of Mo Bamba, Mbappe, Atal, Neymar. Just think of the Ligue 1 and the players that are associated and at the top tier, where the Serie A is getting blessed with some foot items and some SBCs, but top to bottom, the league does not have the same levels of depth and versatility. Bernardeschi, unsung hero. Underrated. In this case, very underappreciated. Been a superstar of some of the new FUT birthdays and the best value pickup I might have in my starting 11. That's really saying something. We've got some good quality. Top drawer. Play him as a winger, center attacking mid, striker. Played him in all these different roles. Score a lot of different types of goals. His execution, his balance, his reactions, just the responsiveness to the skills makes for a very, very enjoyable experience. But I will say this, and it's an important mention. You need to use skill moves to be good with Bernardeschi. Reminds me of using Dino back in the day. I remember watching player reviews on YouTube about Dino the GOAT, and people weren't always that impressed, but they didn't know how to do the skill move packages. If you don't have that in your arsenal, you're just not maximizing that player's potential, and that is going to apply to Bernardeschi. Perisic, and I realize many mixed opinions. This is my statement, my sentiment, my position. I'd either play him as a center mid, secondary center mid, the more attacking version between your partners, or I would play him as a winger. I did not enjoy him that much up front or as a center attacking mid, but I thought as a maybe unique or unorthodox winger that he's very helpful and very useful. On outlets, he wins everything in the air. 93 jumping, 6'1", 6'2", great body type for that. He can leak out, and with those skills, you're much more clever and evasive. I also noticed his clunkiness, definitely taken down a notch from his previous iterations. And I know that's one of the complaints. However, he's not going to be that instant release as a winger. If you're looking for one through ball and you're not going to be caught, that's not Perisic. But around the box, the edge, you need an overlapping run, an extra pass, someone who can finish a 1v1 both feet. He's got that. I was very impressed in that regard. It's just a matter of if it's worth including him or not so much. But I preferred him as a winger and a center mid, but not as a striker or center attacking mid, especially considering when you're playing with your strikers, there's too many opportunities for those deep through balls and 1-2s and playing the game of cat and mouse where you're really trying to split the center backs, and you want a striker that when he bursts through, he's gone, not going to get caught up. Which leads me to El Shaarawy, who has still got all the juice, the refresher. And it's interesting because statistically speaking, yes, El Shaarawy looks pretty spectacular, but he's not perfect. His shot power at an 83 feels like a 93. Curve composure, that is all legitimate. He just finishes everything. So it's not just that he's a burner. It's not just that he has the skill moves. I'd even argue he feels as if he has a 5-star weak foot. And most of you at home are going to co-sign and get behind El Shaarawy. Now for the bad news. PALACIO. Did not enjoy him. Makes me sad because I was a pessimist, a skeptic when I picked him up because I'd gone up against him last weekend, and I told all of you. I made a video ranking all of the birthday players. I told you my opponents weren't doing damage with PALACIO. This guy was a commoner amongst the high riches, or the high quality, the high society. And even with my hands, I didn't feel it as a striker, as a winger, as a center attacking mid. He just was another member of the squad. The expression wasn't there. He wasn't an artiste. The finishing, I don't believe, is anywhere near 92. The same with the curve or the composure. The weak foot issue is an actual concern. The pace is good. The stickiness is pretty good. I'm not sure if it's a body type problem, but I wasn't winning 50-50s, which also plays a factor. You hit a scoop turn, you need to get a friendly bounce or a directional bridge dribble. This is something we're looking for to gain a competitive advantage. If you've used or played against PALACIO, what is your opinion? Because I have seen some people that co-sign and stand behind PALACIO, and I would love to be chanting his praises right here, right now with all of you, but it just wasn't the case. It's going to be a poor pickup for yours truly. I can't get rid of him. He'll probably make it into a couple more teams just because from a link standpoint, if you want the likes of Vidal or you need Serie A players, PALACIO still probably fits the bill, but he's somebody I wanted to sub out at halftime every game. I just have better options. Podolski, better. Mesut Ozil, better for me. At least for me. Or maybe there's some fandom there or bias that comes into play. Robin, better. Bernardo Silva, better. João Felix, better. Even if we went deeper into the bench, I would probably take OR with what he's been able to produce. Serge, last weekend was a killer. Serge took no prisoners. Anyways, that's the long form of the squad review. I like going through how a team feels and the general playability. Remember, we were in a 4-4-2. If you want the tactics, the instructions, all those details, previous video. Here's the gameplay, some magical moments.